This video nugget will take a look at some best practices when it comes to reporting. There are several types of reports, with standard report templates already created in DMNX. If you want to modify a standard report, you must make a custom report. First, select the report you want to modify and select the Copy button. For training purposes, we are selecting a device report, Devices, Adds, Moves, Deletes as our base template. Give it a new name. In our case, we will use Device Adds, Moves, Deletes Custom. Then give it a description and choose a public or personal report. A public report can be seen and run by everyone, whereas a personal report will only be seen by you. Select Next Step. The items that were in the base report are displayed in the Columns to Include field. To change these, select Change. You will get a list of all of the columns available in this type of report. These available columns may change depending on the base report or type of report you started with. Since this is a device report, all of the columns are related to the device. For training purposes, we will add Web Image Monitor Location and Web Image Monitor Comment columns, as well as IP address. The items can be moved up or down in the list as required by the administrator. By default, the report target displays all devices, but this too can be changed. In our case, we are selecting the location Spain as our target list of devices. If we lock the selection, no one can change this setting when running the report. This setting is mostly irrelevant since this is a personal report rather than a public report, but for training purposes, we will select Lock to show how it works. You can add any power filters you might have created if you want to filter the target device list even more. Creating power filters was discussed in video nugget number 3.1 if you need to review it. Last, you can select the date or date range you want to run the report against. For training purposes, we have selected from 90 days prior. You can select the sort order for the report to display. We will select Date, IP address, and then WIM location. Select Next Step. The final step allows you to select a security group. For example, if we select Spain as our security group, only those logged in users who have access to Spain will be able to run or see this report. Then select OK. We will confirm that we have devices in Spain and then run the report. Notice that when the report is run, you still have the option to add settings unless they were locked. For example, device group and date range were locked, whereas power filters were not. When you select OK, the report will run. Notice that there were no moves, adds, or deletes in the last 90 days. When we change the target device list to all devices and save and run the report again, we can see that there were many devices that were moved, added, or deleted. Notice that the report is sorted by date first and then by IP address. We can export this report to Excel, which will allow us to sort on any of the columns. We will sort on operation so we can find all of the devices that were moved. The next report we will look at is the consumable report, toner replacement by device. We will create a custom report with cyan only. This might be used when a customer realizes that his cyan toner is running out much faster than the other toners and wants to monitor which devices are using the most cyan. To the standard toner replacement by device report, we will add IP address, model, web image monitor location, group name, and all of the cyan-related columns. We will run it against all devices, but use the power filter for color devices, since only color devices report on cyan toner. Select this year, save the report, and run the report. This report will show what the toner level is and when it was last replaced, and the number of pages and days since the toner was replaced. The administrator can now determine which device or devices are using cyan toner the fastest. The next report we will see is a counter report. Using lifetime counters as the base report, we will create a custom report adding all of the fields for scan or send. There is one setting, T/AS send, which is total application scan send, which is not yet enabled. This may eventually be used to count scans sent by applications such as GlobalScan, but it is not enabled at this time. This was originally created for a customization, but it was rejected by the customer and never developed. We will run this report against all Ricoh devices and sort by model, group name, and address. We can see the lifetime counters report when it is complete. Notice that the columns with ASS color and ASS black are blank. These were the columns that have not been enabled. The last report we will look at is a status report. Using device errors by device by date as the base report, we will customize it to add address, model, serial number, web image monitor location, web image monitor comment, and warnings to the selected items. Then we will run it against only devices in New York for this week. The resulting report shows the devices that had errors and warnings. This report can be useful if a customer is trying to determine if one specific device errors more than the others, which might indicate the service is required. We are running the same report for a longer period of time and summarizing by day instead of month. Notice that the report now shows for each model which day it had errors and/or warnings, and how many on each day.